Another page in which I use my pressed natural orchid flower was this one, and as you can see here, you can actually see the little veins and everything, and the result is really nice and I'm really in love with it. Oh my god, this is so nice. You can see the details. Actually, I was showing you the back of the flowers. Today I'm following with the previous video about how can you give your pressed flowers a new life and how can you place them in your journal. Another thing I want to do in this video is I want to keep working with the cover. Hello friends and welcome to my channel. This is Maria here and this is the journal I'm currently working on. And if you follow here my episodes, do you remember these clear, transparent spine? I'm gonna link the video up here so you can go and click here and watch the making of this amazing cover and this beautiful clear spine. So this is the first idea I had, and remember, like, if you wanna see the making of these flowers, just click here and you're gonna go straight into that previous episode. So this is one way to use them, placing two. In this case, the painting or the dye of this page is with beads. You just boil the beads and with the water just dump the pages there and you can have this amazing light purple, and that purple matches with the flowers. And the third example I have is on this page because the tones of brown match perfect with all these brown and all those letters. Another example that I'm gonna show you and I want you to take a look is this idea. Once they're dry and nice, you can always laminate them. So with a laminator, I place the flowers and this is the result. This is gonna be a good way to preserve them. They're gonna stay here, let's say, forever because they were already dry and nice. You can see here. So this will be the front part. And if you want to add more details, the possibilities are endless because you can always go do something with your sewing machine. Like I did this little stitches around here. You can go around, you can just play with the plastic once you have them laminated. Another important thing is that to give the flowers here a finishing touch and avoid the little petals or elements to lift from the page, the final touch is adding some Mod Podge. So once you add the flower to your page, you just go with the brush very gentle using Mod Podge, and that will give the flowers a beautiful finishing touch, and they're not gonna leave from here, of course, and they're gonna be protected. As you can see here, probably you can see a little halo here. That's the Mod Podge. So the texture is really nice. You can actually touch the texture. The Mod Podge is not gonna cover the texture, but it's going to assure that all the little edges are completely glued to your page inside your journal. I went thrifting this weekend and one of the stores gave me this beautiful bag. And when I came home and I measured it here, I realized that this is the perfect size of my junk journal cover. I know the Hungry Caterpillar is very famous and is very nice series for kids, but I want to give this journal another touch. You know, I want to put some work on the cover, and that's what I'm going to do right now. And now I'm just going to start by separating the two parts of the bag and then cutting them in two pieces. So I'm going to do front and back, and probably this is not the best idea. I'm just gonna cut the whole thing, avoid this that I already happened. So let me re-glue this. Let's put this on a side. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna re-glue everything, and you know that when you work with paper, that is not a problem. So let's put it back the way it was. let me just go ahead and cut. This way we can have a better idea of the size and about what we're going to do with whatever it is that you have. It can be a paper bag, it can be a plastic bag, anything you have that you can use with your journal. Cut here a little bit more. This is what I have. All right, so that's the perfect bag for this because it's kind of vintage and different. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this here. All right, I'm gonna just add some glue, and you know what? I'm going to use tacky glue that is a little bit more stronger because this glossy finish is a little bit hard for things to glue on in order for me to have my paper here on my cover. Let's put it here. Oh look, I have the word love in that corner. Isn't that cute? I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna leave this completely flat. Probably I'm gonna be adding something else on top, and they can be also more pressed flowers. And look at the effect, even with the plastic. What about if I add a little pocket here at front, but the disposition of the flowers are not this size? If I use these two, it's gonna be, see, too wide. This is too short, but let's see. Let's keep working on this. And as you can see here, when I open it, I have a little flap there, so I have the opportunity to fold it inside. The sequence of the making of this process doesn't need to be the one I'm following, because you know that sometimes when we start creating, we just have an inspirational moment and we just go with the flow. Because if you think like consciously, probably this will be the first step, like to cover the front part and then use this paper to cover that little edge. But as it is a journal for creativity and art and anything I want to place here, that is not going to be a big deal. I'm adding some more glue. And even if you have a tiny piece, it doesn't matter, but it gives you that sense of continuity, and I like it. So this is what I have, and yes, I am in love with this cover. Now let's go to the back. I want to do it the same. Why? Because I have the paper, so I have the second. Oh, I'm excited because I cannot believe that this bag was perfect. It has the perfect size for my cover. So I'm super, super grateful for that. I'm going to find a place for these laminated orchid flowers. So let's go here. I'm gonna calculate, so more or less to have the same amount up and down to fold. In the future, I can always add some Mod Podge here, and this is saving me a lot of time because my idea was to rip a lot of papers and then make a composition for the cover. But as I have this amazing bag, that is going to be saving me a lot of time. Right, now let's go here. Here I can use this common water glue because I have paper into paper, like porous paper, so I'm not gonna have any problem keeping them together. So this is the first one. And I'm going to add that and that. And that is the upper part. There we go. Yes, this is amazing. I love it. I love it. We can always close it and just leave it like so. So that is what I have. Let's see which one is the perfect place for it. I'm gonna give you pretty soon a flip through this journal so you can enjoy. I hope that you enjoy all these little details and different things. You can grab some ideas to use in your journal. I love to have this here because it's kind of love for orchids, and the colors they match a little bit, so I can have it right in the middle, or I can staple it here in one corner, or I can make a clear pocket. But I think that the best way to place it is like so. I don't like too much the staplers like coming from there into this part already decorated, so I'm not gonna go with that idea. I think I have a good option around here. I need to have something nice. Floral Fantasy. What about this one? This will be perfect. Floral Fantasy. Okay, let's use this Floral Fantasy here. So I want to get rid of all that. So this Floral Fantasy will be at the bottom part of the page. Not too tall, not too short. Probably a little less than this. Okay. And then if you see that this is too close to the edge, we can always go here and cut a little bit more. But this is, I think that this is very, very okay. And now let's glue our pocket. Paper, I don't want to have like too much excess here. I have my brushes, but they're far away from my desk today. All right, so let's center this. Center, center. Okay. So this is so perfect. All right. This is not gonna go anywhere. There. Here. So that will be the result. We have our pocket, we have our laminated flower into this page. So I need to close it right away so it can be there forever. So it is always a pleasure to come and to give you ideas and amazing share moments for you to get inspiration to start working on your journals and to start making your own creations and to unleash your creativity. So before you leave from this video, you can always click here in this corner and subscribe to my channel, and also you can leave me a comment. Let me know, have you ever laminate flowers? Have you ever paint dry flowers? Have you ever used dry flowers inside your junk journal pages? So let me know in the comments down below. And if you make it till the end, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna leave you two more videos here. This is the previous episode, and that is another related episode, so you can go ahead and watch it right now. And I see you very soon in my next creative episode. Bye, friends. Bye. Bye, friends.